And then I got a question on here. This is my third session, and I'm still learning how to let go of all the thoughts while meditating. Buddy, I got some bad news for you. You're not going to like this. Wow. The first thing I want to say is, guess what? This is a journey of an entire lifetime. And please give yourself that time and space. And like I was telling, these patterns have been generated and made consistent and coherent and more robust over a lifetime. So, and then the second thing I want to say is, it would be easy, and maybe I'm reading your question wrong, but it would be easy to think from your question that maybe you're having an idea that thinking while meditating is wrong or bad or not supposed to happen. And I want to instead invite you into the understanding that everything that arises within the field of awareness is just the play of awareness. So instead of declaring war on thoughts or war on distractions, which even if that were a meditative technique that worked, it would be a very fragile meditation, wouldn't it? It'd be a very brittle peace if your peace could only come when there was no thinking and nothing to do and no distractions. That's not my understanding of the peace that the Buddha is talking about. My understanding of the peace that comes with the practice is the ability in every sphere of your life to be present to thoughts, feelings, sensations, other people, situations, dreams, hopes, memories, etc., remembering that you are at the center of this vast field of awareness. And no thought, no sensation, no feeling is a problem or the enemy or something to fix or get rid of. Thank you. Great question. And then, how to manage ruminating thoughts prior to a stressful meeting at work. I woke up 4 times through the night, kept using breathing meditations, guided meditation to return to sleep. Yeah, that's tough. Again, while it's probably not what one would want to hear, like I wish I had a really easy technique to hand to you. My favorite technique for trying to get back to sleep when I've woken up is I set the intention, oh yeah, I'm going to meditate now. I'm going to use my time wisely. And I'm usually out because that's how lazy of a meditator I am. But also, again, I just want to mention that anxiety is not the enemy. Your feelings are not the enemy. And while you probably would want to be sleeping at that point, any kind of reactivity around, I don't want to be anxious right now, is only going to make more agitation, more reactivity. Anytime you can wave the white flag and surrender and just be present to the truth of your experience as it presents, anxious, sad, angry, happy, joyful, that's the victory. Not that I become such a good meditator that I never get anxious again, or I never wake up at 2 a.m. having a stress dream about work or anything like that. It's not that our meditation gets so strong and robust that it pushes the world out. It's that our meditation gets so vast and spacious that it encompasses the entire world and our whole life. I'm honor bound to mention this illustration every time because it just, when I was young, I heard this in temple and it really got me. The question is, if an elephant steps into the vast ocean, you can't even see it. It doesn't even register. Puts its big hoof, watch this, sploosh, that's it. The vast ocean doesn't even make a ripple. But if an elephant steps on a puddle, puddle's gone. Similarly, if an elephant enters the Grand Canyon, you can't even see it. But if it walks through a hut, the hut's destroyed. So how do I keep elephants out of the hut of my mind? The question is, how do I return my mind to its actual state, which is vast like the ocean, which is empty like the Grand Canyon? Our thoughts are actually really small, even serious ones like, please may my children make good choices in their lives and not be knuckleheads. I'm really anxious about this. That's a very small thought. I'm one person, one child, one life. And it's everything to me. But the more I collapse around it, the smaller I make my awareness, right? And that one thought will just rattle me apart. I have to return to the actual nature of my awareness, which is vaster than the cosmos itself. I hope that helped, and sleeping's tough. Everybody needs more sleep in this culture. And the last one,
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
I wanted to share something because you mentioned the anger earlier, right? And then also about the emotions. As I'm trying to heal myself, my cancer is so rare and it metastasized to my liver. My Eastern doctor, my acupuncturist, said that the symbolism with the liver
is anger.
Anger and emotion.
Yeah.
So like yesterday, I had something happen and it was really frustrating and I got mad, but then I remembered these 3 words, you can't change it, and I'm really trying to live off of that now to help me not get so, because I get angry really, I realize that I get angry really fast even now, and I want to heal my body, not get worse.
Right.
So I'm trying to do that, and then I'm trying to not get overwhelmed, because of overwhelming, and then not sleeping well because I'm on so much medication, so very tired. So I'm just trying to do step by step, instead of trying to do everything at once, and enjoying meditation when I can.
Thank you.
Just wanted to share that little bit.
I really appreciate that. That's huge. And it's funny, too, that Jessica's contribution step by step seems to be a powerful mantra for almost every question tonight. These things take time. Think about how long. And also, I want to put in a quick plug, a quick kind of appreciation for every single person in this room who has a troubling compulsion, addiction, habit, pattern, something that drives them crazy, makes their life hard. That thing is something that kept you alive at some point. Don't ever forget that the things about you that drive you up a wall, make you crazy, make you want to blow your life up, sometime in your early life probably, that was some part of you that saved you. All the things about being a human that are great for survival, negativity bias, xenophobia, hatred of people who are different than us, other than us. These are great for if you want to survive as a bloodthirsty, hunter-gatherer. They're terrible for happiness. You can walk in a room and see 100 people smiling and one person's frowning, and I'm like, what's this guy's deal? Why? Because that's the guy you got to worry about if you're on a tooth and claw survival level. Why does it take a fraction of a second to encode a negative memory, neurologically speaking, and a positive memory takes seconds and seconds and seconds? Because you don't need to worry about the pretty flowers on the field. You need to worry about that guy in the next village that always eyeballs you weird when you walk by. So all of these things that are like either something really specific to your life, you know, in its specificity right now, or some kind of general human thing that you do that drives you nuts. I just want to invite you to maybe have a little appreciation for that. And a lot of the things that really make us wreck our own life are things around attachment, belonging, love, and care from when we were children. And that was a way that little you survived. Now you have the opportunity to go back and be like, give yourself the care that you didn't have, that you didn't receive at that time. And now is your opportunity. You have that wisdom and that freedom. But I just want to invite you not to make it the enemy. I think that's really important. No enemies in this room. And I think that's probably, I'm going to look at the chat really quick, but I think that's, yeah, thanks. Thank you, Francesca, and thank you, everybody. Okay. All right. So on that subject, meditation practice as a way to wave the white flag, to surrender to reality as it is, to make peace with yourself. That's huge. The old man, his program wasn't high, even though the Buddha presented a whole beautiful program of ethical teachings and a way of looking at the world in complexity and ambiguity, and this amazing philosophy and a meditation practice that is the bones and engine of the whole thing. At the same time, it always begins with, can you meet what is arising right now in your experience with kindness, with spaciousness? Can you make peace with reality as it is? I'm angry. Great. What an amazing meditation object, your anger. How vibrant, how clear. It's actually easier for most of us to notice, although for me, I'm never ever angry. I'm just right. Does that sound familiar? That's me. I'm never angry. I don't know about you. I don't get angry. I just get really right, and people get really wrong. And they need to hear about it. Or maybe I'll just leave and think about it all day. But if you can, in a gentle way, make any emotion, any activating emotion as it arises, that can be your object. Sadness. What an amazing meditation object. My sadness is icy and debilitating and has a flavor of utter defeat and loneliness. It's so crisp. And I'll never forget the first day I was on retreat, and I had been warned ahead of time. Day 3 or 4, buddy, you're going to hit something, and it's going to be big. And it might be a little scary, but that's a good thing. That's something deep. And sure enough, I think it was day 3.5, and I go to my cushion, and I'm like, I'm such a good meditator, and I'm going to sit. And I sat, and I hit this iceberg. And even now I can feel the tears. I can taste it. And luckily someone had told me ahead of time, and I was so excited. I'm like, there it is. That's my big wound right now. So it's nice to meditate when we're peaceful in a room full of wonderful, sensitive-hearted, tender, intelligent people. Absolutely. And anytime an aversive or painful emotion or thought arises, that's a great object for your practice too. Can you meet that with kindness, with openness? And that Buddha, that teacher, is maybe even a more important teacher than this one, who's very pretty and nice. That teacher, that Buddha of yours that is furious and angry and vicious and bitter, that one may teach you things that you might not learn elsewhere. Anyway.